Hello, Forecaster here again, and we are back for Detour number 64, and this is Uboat. So, this is an action simulation strategy game that was released on the 30th of April 2019. It is developed by Deepwater Studio and published by Playway. So this popped up on my radar completely surprisingly. And the way it happened was I logged on to Steam one day, a few days ago, and noticed that I had received a new item in my inventory. And the way that usually happens is either while playing a game, I get some cards from the game, or I receive a random coupon for whatever reason. I'm still not sure how those are given out. I assume it's based on what games you have. Like they're given out to people who own certain games from the publisher or whatever. And I looked at the applicable games and saw that it was for a game called Uboat that I'd never heard of before. So I went to look at it, and it reminded me of the Silent Hunter 5 game that it's been quite a while since I last played that. It's been a few years probably by now, a couple of years, maybe even more, I'm not sure. And funnily enough, I recently had the urge to play that again, but I didn't act on that urge. And then this game popped up. And there are quite a few similarities between this and the Silent Hunter games, in that they are both submarine simulation games. But there are also quite a few differences, and I would say that most of them are very good. One of those is that this game relies less on menus to interact with the ship, a lot less so. I'm currently out on a mission. This is my U-boat, my ship, and one of the differences, of course, is that I have this cross-section of the ship that I use to interact with it. There is also a first-person view that you can use, but I don't really use that at all. There's even a mode or a setting you can set when starting the game that you only allow first-person view, but I think that is less visually interesting, especially for a video. We have our ship. We have, as you can see, a lot of different interaction points. And then we have our 5 officers. And the strategy part of the game comes in the form of these officers. To do anything, you need to order an officer to do it. So, for example, if we order a dive, which I can do with the depth meter here, issue a command to go to periscope depth. But what will actually happen is that an officer, I can do it myself as well. I can issue the order directly myself as well. But if I do it through the depth meter, a free officer or someone who, or if nobody is available, just one will abandon their task. They will go and interact with these valves and use them to flood the tanks, which will cause water to flow into the rear and the fore tank. Aft and stern tanks, it would be the proper terms probably, and it would cause the submarine to dive. So nothing happens automatically, and of course these officers can get injured and such and become unavailable, in which case you have fewer hands to do things. So we have our 2 commanding officers. We have our watch officer, which is the second in command under the captain, I believe. Not entirely sure about that, though. Then we have our chief boatswain. Then we have a radio officer. We have a chief engineer, and we have a mechanic. So the radio officer, of course, mans the radio room and the listening room he can use as well. It's also the medic I believe. The radio operator is the one with medical training usually. And he can listen for communications and send and receive messages through the radio. The listening room is the hydrophone. It's used to detect nearby ships. The two mechanics, of course, handle repairs, handle loading of torpedoes. They handle the engines. There are a few manable stations, like the radio room, depth steer station, navigation, and the engines. And manning these stations provides certain benefits. For example, right now I'm out on the sea. And if we go into the map, we have this. Our ship's position is undetermined. Full map is not available. I know I am in this area here somewhere, but I don't know my course, and I don't know my exact position. So, and that is because nobody has been assigned to the navigation station for a while because they've been doing other things. And we lost track of where we were. And now someone has to spend some time reestablishing our position because of that, before we know where we are again and which course we have. We are on the open sea, so it's not like we're going to hit an island or something. I know we're heading in roughly this direction, but I'm not entirely sure where. We'll find out shortly. And then we have things like the engines. So currently, Loris here is manning the diesel engines, which is what we use to travel when we're above water. Underwater, we use the electric engine, which is a bit slower. And because he is manning the diesel engine, we have access to the forward 4 and the reverse 3 speeds. He also has the assistance of a sailor, which is an unranked crew member, which we can't control. We can't control those directly, but they can assist the officers in their tasks. And you can assign 2 sailors to a station where an officer is assigned to assist, and it will unlock additional benefits. So in this case, having 1 sailor on the diesel engines assisting the officer unlocks the final forward 5 and reverse 4 speeds. So as you can see, when I removed that sailor, those became unavailable. But you can't always have the sailors do stuff all the time, because as we see here, we have a discipline resource which will deplete if you work the sailors too hard. So we have 1 assigned here. On the radio, we can probably remove him, and now the discipline is positive. We also have 1 assisting graph up here, keeping watch with the targeting sight. Probably unassign those as well. Unlikely to encounter any vessels out here. I think it increases sight range a bit in that case. So yeah, I'll unpause the game again. Now, I like this game so far. I've been playing it a bunch. It has some issues, but they are actively working on fixing said issues. For example, there was a patch the other day that fixed an issue where you could hit your own ship with the ship's cannon, this cannon here. And actually I managed to do that before they fixed it, where I had this manned. They were firing on a ship, and they were firing past the conning tower. It says right there. And somehow the shot managed to hit my own ship, and it killed a sailor. And when that happened, it counted as attacking an ally of Germany, and I was labeled an enemy or a traitor or something. And I'm pretty sure it would have caused any allies to attack me if I had encountered them. But now that they have fixed that, so you can't hit your own ship with your own cannon anymore. I have also managed to hit my own ship with a torpedo, but I don't know if that is actually a bug or not, or if that is something that seems like something that could potentially happen in real life. But it was quite unfortunate. It caused a lot of damage and actually caused me to sink. You two are very wet now. Yeesh. I believe that's my radio antenna. So yeah, I've done a lot of different missions. Some have gone well, some have gone less well. So my current mission was, I started out here, which is where you always start out in the only two game modes is the tutorial, which you also start out here in, and free play. I'm not sure if they are going to enable you to start in different locations when the game is released by that time. A notice when you get to the main menu says something about combining the tutorial and free play into a single mode, but I'm not sure how that'll end up in the future, but I'm sure it will be fine. So another difference from Silent Hunter is the way it presents information to you. Silent Hunter had the issue of not being very clear with what you were supposed to be doing. You got a mission to patrol. I believe, I don't remember very clearly how it worked, but I think you got a location, and then you just had to patrol around that location. And it also wasn't very clear with how long you had to patrol for. As you can see, this map is divided into sectors, and when you pick a patrol mission, it will highlight the sector, the outline of the sector you're supposed to patrol in, and you will have an objective that tells you that you're supposed to travel 2,000, for example, 2,000 kilometers inside of that area, and then it has a meter that fills up as you try to do that. And once it fills up, it tells you that you are done. You can report your success. And another difference is that in this game, you can also get additional objectives to complete during your patrol. For example, looking for a lost ship that is not reported back. You get a location, you go there and you find the ship and you investigate. So far, the only event or the only thing that happens there is you find a U-boat. Okay, now we know our position. Oh, we are quite a bit off course. You find a U-boat there that was hit by a mine, and the batteries were leaking chlorine, and it killed the crew. That has been the only event so far, but maybe they'll add different events. I'm sure they will add more of those in the future as well. The mission I just had was a patrol mission of this area, where I got the additional objective of hunting down a cargo ship that had a special some special technology on board. And I was supposed to sink that ship, which I did. It didn't go quite as well as I would have liked, though. I had a lot of dud torpedoes. I think I fired 4 duds at the ship trying to sink it. And I'll put a clip of that around here so you can see, because it was quite the spectacle, one could say. You can see the torpedoes, the wakes there, which will hopefully not be spotted by the ship. If we zoom out enough, we can get icons for the torpedoes as well. Ah, dang it.
Bullet tube 3.
Really?
Tube 4.
Well, I've never had 2 duds in a row. So we'll fire again, I guess.
Fire.
It looks like they didn't notice, which is good. That's very fortunate. Tube 5 is the rear-facing one, so we might not want to fire that one. Come on. Really? Are you serious? Okay, we're going to put... Okay, that's a hit. Okay, there we go.
Flood tube 2.
So then we can flood that. It looks like we're turning.
Tube 2, ready. Fire!
Fire that. We have low discipline, which is annoying.
Torpedo was a dud.
Seriously? Okay, fine, whatever. We sank the target at least, so let's just leave.
Faster, faster.
So I used pretty much all my torpedoes on a single ship. And then I tried to sink another ship. There was a convoy of 3 cargo ships that were completely helpless. And that one was a dud too. And then I just left. I just left. There are also other mission types. Besides the patrol missions, you have missions. There's a mission where you are supposed to deliver or transport a spy to a certain position and get them there unharmed and hopefully undetected. And there's one mission that I recall that is actually to go to you get reassigned to a different port, and you're supposed to go there and report there. I've not done that one yet. Maybe we'll see. We're currently heading back to port, of course. We have plenty of fuel for that. Probably speed up a bit as well. We have enough fuel for that. Maybe we'll try that this time. I got a bunch of budget, which is basically money for this mission, for sinking that ship. You can see a breakdown of it there. You can also report in sightings of targets, even if you don't engage.
Change course.
That's not what I wanted to do. Even if you don't engage with a target, you can report that you saw it. Dang it. Don't know why the map jumps when you pause, when you press space to pause in this mode. It is kind of annoying. Okay, that'll do. Dang it. But yeah, so you can get a bunch of budget that way, and budget is used to resupply and buy upgrades. We're going to have a quick look at that when we get back to port. Travel is pretty nice. As you can see, it's not instant, but it's well sped up. And another issue with Silent Hunter 5 was that it had a few different speed settings. But the way it worked was that it sped up the entire game. This uses a different system where when you are far away from stuff, you are on the open sea, and the time controls change, and it doesn't load. It doesn't have the entire world loaded or whatever it was Silent Hunter 5 did. When you get close to something like other ships, you get put in a kind of instance, or an area, as it calls it, and then the time controls change, so the game slows down a lot. The time controls you will still have access to speed up. You'll still be able to speed up the game, but not to the same ratio as we have currently. So time compression will be a lot slower then, but it will be relative to what it is currently. And then we also have a fast travel option, which is for when you are in one of these areas, but there are no hostile ships nearby. You can use fast travel to go even faster than the time compression would allow, then to get out of the area more faster. So here we can see we're entering an area called shore because I got too close to the coast here. But because there are no hostile ships, you can see a little bit of it there. Because there are no hostile ships nearby, I can use fast travel to get through it faster. You can see that fast travel was faster than the time compression. And now I'm entered the open sea again because I got away from the coast. And now we're at La Rochelle. So now we're going to go dock at the port. My computer is not great at running this game. All the graphic settings started out at Ultra, which was way more than my computer could handle. I put them all down to normal, which is the lowest level, and it's barely running at 30 frames most of the time, some of the time. So that I could use a better computer.
Set a course to these coordinates.
That is not the game's fault, really. It runs well enough like this, performance-wise. And they are also working. There have been some of the patch notes have been talking about performance improvements as well, so that is good. But it's not their fault. I have an old graphics card. So now we're coming into dock. We're going to have a look around the utilities here. We're going to refuel for one. So I'm almost completely out of fuel.
We're slowing down.
We just need to get close to this to auto docks. We don't need to put the ship in a certain position, really.
We're slowing down.
Okay, I need to get a little closer.
Faster, faster. We're slowing down.
There we go. Right, so now we're docked. We can go back into submarine view, and we can interact with certain utilities in the dock. So first we're going to go to the warehouse, talk to Hans Fischer here, and we're going to resupply. So we have a store in the submarine storage room where we have some We have some additional food supplies, we have medical supplies, and we have spare parts and some other stuff I won't really go over. We can replenish these, we can buy food, ammunition. I'm going to refuel. There. Then I'm going to need more torpedoes. So I'm going to try to take all the tier 2s. And then we're out, so we're going to fill the rest with tier 1s. Then we're going to go to the stern torpedo storage. Put some in there. One spare there. We also have some items you can use for various things, like a diving suit. Going to a wreck is part of the tutorial. I haven't seen a mission in free play for that yet. Then we're going to exit out of there. You can upgrade your ship, but you have to unlock the upgrades first, which is done through the headquarters here. And you actually need to research certain upgrades, and you need a crew member, an officer, who need to stay behind and do that for you. Currently, we only have a radio officer who's not assigned to the ship. Some take engineers, some take... Come on, a leader. And there's a variety of things like tier 3 torpedoes, armored conning towers, snorkels, improved toilets, which gives a morale boost when submerged, aerial reconnaissance. Not sure what that does. I guess that gives you more intel. Military stash. French Navy has stashed large quantities, that's wrong, of ammunition near Nantes to prevent it from falling into our hands. So I guess that unlocks a mission to go there and retrieve that stash. That's interesting. Equipment production. We're going to exit out of there. We're going to go to recruitment. We'll see if we can get an additional engineer who can do some research for me. Well, you're a leader. I'm going to recruit you anyway. And I suppose I could start some research that requires a leader. Which is pretty much these. So this one is close to La Rochelle, so let's put you on that. That's going to take 47 hours, so that's going to be a while. Let's look for a new mission, see what we have here.
These are current orders from headquarters. Your eyes only.
Okay, so we have 2 patrol missions and then a reassignment. I'm going to pick that. And we'll see what that entails. So if we go back out to the map, we need to go here. That is quite far. So we need to go through here. And there's an enemy port here with an airfield. All right, interesting. Okay, so I think I have all I need. So in here we also have.
Last patrol. Solid work, Captain.
He always says something like that. We also have this option, favor, and it allows you to purchase certain upgrades with reputation points, like increasing the amount of officers we can have from 5 to 6 and then 7. Free roam, which lets us leave without having a mission. And that is already unlocked. But then we have this, which allows you to have 2 of those running simultaneously. Currently, for the mission I completed, I got 50% reputation. So for an easy mission, you get 50%. For a medium mission, you get 75%. And for a hard mission, you get 100%. And 100% equals 1 point. When this goes up to 100%, you get a point, which you can spend. Let's set out.
Faster! 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 Faster!
We should be good. So what I'm going to do is we are at the 30-minute mark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut here, and we're going to come back when we arrive, or when I arrive here, because it is a long way. I'll cut back if something interesting happens on the way. But
Change course.
not sure how likely that is. Maybe I'll cut back when we pass through this area.
Set a course to these coordinates.
On your order.
So we'll plot the course pretty much in its entirety.
To these coordinates.
And then I'll come back as soon as something interesting happens. Or when I arrive at my destination, like I said. And we're going to see what happens then. So I'll see you in a little bit, probably. All right, so I'm back, and we are we have encountered a group of warships on the way to the destination. Gotten a good chunk of the way there. It didn't take terribly long, just a few minutes. But we have spotted these warships. They haven't noticed us yet, and I've just ordered a dive. We are also reporting that we have spotted these warships, and we will get some money for that, which is nice. So hopefully they won't see us. Maybe we'll try sinking one of them. At least. I'm not sure how many there are. We'll put you on the hydrophone. What? Huh. Is there a feeling the positions of the ships? Even though I can't see all of them yet? That's interesting.
Switch to electric motors.
We'll also assign sailors to you to increase our range. If that is how it works. I'll want to get
Periscope depth.
periscope depth. I ordered crash dive just to get down as quickly as possible. Looks like we have a few corvettes. These are, of course, armed. We can see that they have cannons, and they also have depth charges, which are nasty things. Our sight range is increasing. It's cloudy. Huh.
Calculate torpedo course.
I'd like to sink at least one of them. We'll put Kohler on the attack periscope, because I want to see.
Calculate torpedo course.
So we have 4 corvettes. The biggest problem with this is once I fire on this, it will. The other ones, even if I sink it, the other ones will most likely start chasing me. If they can find me, that is. So we'll see what happens. This might be a little longer video than normal, but I found that this is a kind of a slow strategy game. It's an unfortunate consequence of that when you try to make videos of it. We'll have a look at the torpedoes. So we have 2 tier 1s loaded and 1 tier 2. Want to
Move! Come on!
load the 4th tube as well. We'll have a look at the rear tube. Have a tier 2 loaded in there and a tier 1 as a spare. That's fine. See if we can't cause some damage. Kind of wish you could have save the course somehow, so I didn't have to replot this, but I could deviate from it and then resume. Because if I do this, it's going to cancel the course, unfortunately, because I want to kind of go with the ships for a bit. So
Tube 4, loading!
I'm going to have you warm up. No, not that one. That one. Warm them up to reduce the chance of them being duds. It will say somewhere, it says somewhere that warming up the torpedoes removes the chance of it being a dud, but it doesn't. One of the ones I fired, probably saw that in that clip, I believe. One of the ones I fired on one of those cargo ships or freighters were warmed up, but it was still a dud. So it's a bit inaccurate. I believe it might reduce the chance of it being a dud. I'm going to put you on the electric engines to get some more speed, because I believe these are going faster than me. Well, it's not actually. Looks like it though. And then you west, you're going to... That's the other tier 2. I'm gonna preheat that as well.
Faster! Faster!
We have a good targeting solution on that now. Oh. This one has spotted us. But this one still hasn't.
Flood tube 1.
To flood this tube while we wait for this to get heated.
Tube 1 flooded.
Flood tube 4.
And then we can fire on this ship. So this one is turned on floodlights. It's firing on our periscope. It's far enough away that I don't think it's going to hit us. Okay, let's fire.
40 seconds. Torpedo impact. 20 seconds.
So let's see if we actually manage to hit this thing.
10 seconds to impact.
Can't really see the torpedoes.
Major hull damage.
Nice. Serious damage on those two. Nice. Okay. Let's move the radio operator back to the radio. And then we can report that we sunk that ship. And then we are going to
150.
dive to maximum safe depth. And we're going to try to evade this ship that is chasing us. These are also alarmed, which is not surprising. This one has a sonar as well. Oh dear. Okay. So we're going to plot a course to over here. And then we're going to go into the ship. I take you. Don't really. What are you doing? Targeting site. Can't use the targeting site when we're underwater. You silly thing. And we're going to turn off the gyro compass because it is causing noise. Steering engines are also causing noise. Can I turn those off? Where are the steering engines? Ventilation. Depth steer station is not the steering engines. I don't think I can turn the steering engines off. We can slow it down.
Slow it down.
Probably might help. Doesn't really help against the sonar though, unfortunately. It only helps against hydrophones. We'll put Kohler on the hydrophone. You can go to sleep. Okay, so that is moving. It's not going to cross us. Hopefully. Unless it's turning. It's not. Okay. Alright. That's good. So it looks like we possibly got away. We are heading towards these two, but they don't have... Neither of these have sonar, so it's pretty much just this one I have to worry about. Maybe I should have fired up on the one that had sonar instead. Could still sink it possibly. Could use the rear tube on it. Let's slow down even further.
Slowing down.
Stop completely, actually.
We're slowing down.
Don't know if it's going to come around. Flower class. Okay. Let's have you heat up the stern torpedo. Not entirely sure what the traveling range of these are. This doesn't actually do anything. I'm not sure what that's about. Journals, just messages. It is, looks like it is 1 kilometer away. We'll try.
5.
It's an electric torpedo, so I think that should have enough.
Jim 5, flooding.
Fire.
Let's fire and see if that hits. Hopefully before it gets out of hydrophone range.
Torpedo is halfway to the target. 30 seconds. 10 seconds to impact.
That looks like it might be a miss. Yeah. That's definitely a miss. It's too far.
It's a miss.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. It was a pot shot, but could have hit. Okay, so I think we are. Let's go to forward 2.
Faster. Faster.
I'm going to need to surface soon. Can increase morale by relieving some of the sailors. And you can get off the hydrophone. No, because I
On
don't really
duty.
care where they are. I don't know where the too much work is coming from now. We're going to need to surface soon, more because of morale than... Although they don't have hydrophones, so I guess it doesn't matter if they panic a bit. But I definitely can't surface where I am currently with these ships here. Okay, so I'm going to cut out here, and we're going to come back. I'm going to get away from these ships and surface so that I can recover and then continue my travel towards the destination. I'll come back if something else happens. So I will see you in a little bit. All right, so we're back once more, and I am in this area now, Gulf of something, and I've ran into this warship here, another corvette. I also met a friendly submarine that was headed in the opposite direction, and I'm now reversing and diving, and hopefully this corvette is not going to spot me and fire on me. Looks like it's still. I don't know what's up with that. We'll put someone on the attack periscope. Gonna need to. observe this guy.
Calculate torpedo course.
Might need to probably sink him. Because why not?
Switch to electric motors. Periscope
Go
depth.
to periscope depth. Okay. They're definitely still. Not sure what is going on
Faster.
there. No, not faster. Stop. What I ordered. What is happening?
Faster. Faster.
Oh. Right, we're not at periscope depth. We should get sight back shortly.
We're slowing down.
You're not supposed to be on the targeting site. You're supposed to be on the periscope.
Calculate torpedo course.
It is? Oh, it's... Something spotted us. Or something spotted this. Why are you not... Is this a ghost ship or something? Okay, no, they're... It's ticking up there, but not... Oh, there we go. Because it is moving slowly.
We're slowing down. Faster. Faster.
This one hasn't spotted us yet, but there's apparently something over in this direction that has. This is such an easy target, though. I want to sink it. I don't have anything loading in the rear tube.
Flood tube 4.
Tube 4, ready.
This might be a terrible idea.
Fire.
10 seconds to impact. Torpedo was a dud.
Damn it.
Flood
Really?
3.
Tube 3, flooded.
Fire.
40 seconds. Torpedo was a dud.
Are you serious?
Flood tube 2.
What's with all these duds today?
Tube 2, ready.
Fire.
30 seconds. Torpedo was a dud.
Is it too close or something? Does it not have time to... Why are you working on the diesel engines? Just load the rear tube.
Move. Come on, quickly.
Wow. Just... Wow.
Skipper.
Okay, you're useless on the radio, so you can get on the hydrophone instead and see where if we can see where that other ship is that was firing. There. You can start getting a solution on that one, please? No? Okay. Apparently that doesn't want to work. Come on, load. Load the rear tube faster. Propeller noise. Oh. Great. Before you go to bed, I want you to preheat that as well. I want to fire at least. I want to hit this with at least one torpedo. Let's start going forward.
Faster!
Get away from it.
We're slowing down! We're slowing down!
Bit of a misclick there.
Calculate torpedo course.
Come on, preheat it.
Flood Tube 5.
Tube 5, flooded.
Fire!
20 seconds.
Come on. Please don't be a dud.
10 seconds to impact.
It looks like it's not going to miss at least. Alright, finally. Yeah, now you're alarmed. You idiot. Perfect. One shot kill. The other one is down there. Can I do deck awash and get within range to actually transmit? Oh, that's probably not a good idea actually. Well, still out of range. I guess we're out of range to Rochelle. Okay, should probably get out of here now.
Skipper.
Full speed, please.
Faster! Faster!
Let's leave. I'm going to cut out again, and we'll come back when we're at the destination. All right, we are back, and we are nearing the end of this very long video. I hope you don't mind. Probably, those who did will probably have stopped watching a while ago. They weren't interested in this game. I discovered a new mechanic I wasn't aware of. There are these gray dots here and there around the map, and I hadn't really paid attention to them before. I thought they were just areas, just a name marker for an area. But I passed through this purely by chance, and it turns out that they're called checkpoints, and you can use them to fast travel. Pretty much. So once you have discovered or gone to one and it's turned green, you can then spend the required resources, in this case 21 hours, 19 tons of fuel and 25 food units, to go back there. It's quite a shame that there isn't one in the Bay of Biscay over there, but you know. But that's interesting. There is one over here. I've not been there in this game yet. Currently, I've actually had a mission to patrol this sector. Kind of went around this because I didn't know what it was. If I'd passed through it, I would have discovered this mechanic a lot sooner, which would have been nice. But we are approaching the La Spezia port. So we're going to head in here. Whoop. I think there is this. I think the reason the camera jerks around so much is because there is this. When you go fast forward, kind of puts it ahead a little bit, compensates for the speed,
These coordinates.
so to speak. And when you slow down, it undoes that, which causes the camera to jerk back. So let's see what happens when we get here. Because like I said way earlier, I have never done this before. I like that you can see the areas that are higher up. You can't see the flat bits that are below this landmass probably that are blocked. It's interesting.
We're slowing down.
Probably not super useful though because, well,
Change course.
can't really do anything with these hills, so. Alright, almost there. Finally. I also discovered another thing. Usually the crew will switch between electric and diesel engines automatically as you dive and surface. But when I accidentally sent the command for electric motors, it permanently switched to electric motors. And I had surfaced when I was getting out of the bay over here. All the way over here. And it was running on electric engines, and I didn't notice for a while until the battery started running out. Then I checked here and noticed that the electric engines were drawing power. And then I had to switch back to the diesel motors there to make it stop doing that. How close do we need to get?
Change course.
That's the question.
Set a course to these coordinates.
0 meters. Goes from 0 to 50.
Change course.
Probably want to slow
We're slowing
down.
down.
Oh dear.
We're slowing down.
Brake, 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 brake. Prefer not to embarrass myself by bumping into the dock.
Faster, faster.
Oh. Okay. Objective, report to officer. All right. Where? Okay, the free camera doesn't show the interaction points. Don't think I can do it from the map either.
Captain, this may be your new crew. Let me know if you want to see their files.
I don't see the officer. Okay.
What do you need, officer?
Well, that's odd. Are they on board? They're not on board my ship, are they?
Skipper?
Oh, there they are. Did I have to have... Okay, I had to have one of my leading officers selected. Alright, let's talk. Welcome to your new flotilla. How can I help? Mission completed. Sank a ship. Wait, what? That's from the previous mission. Three days to get here. Got a bunch of level ups. What missions do I have available here? Low, medium, and... Okay, we could take a mission to go back to La Rochelle. Okay, sure. Don't think I'll be doing that. We have one reputation point. But I'm going to end the video here. It's been going on long enough, I think. And we'll see if I make more videos on this game in the future, probably when we are closer to or after release. Because in its current state, it's kind of unstable, unfortunately, but I'm sure it will be improved upon over time, and it will get to a point where it will be perfectly playable, and we'll have a look at it then. Maybe I'll have a better computer by then as well, which can run it properly. But until then, I will see you in the next video.